Mm, What time is it? What time is it? It's rehab time. It's rehab time. Ooh, ooh, get it, get it. Mm. I don't know why I'm so silly right now. It literally just like popped up out of nowhere. But hey, I'm glad you guys can get it right. So today, stolen cousins, and that's only if you're subscribed. Obviously, if you're not subscribed, you're just a friend. If you want to join the family, please subscribe. Right? Subscribe and like, comments. What time is it that you're watching this right now? I'm gonna upload it pretty early, so what time is it that you're watching it? Leave a comment just because it helps the growth of the channel. Please and thank you. I really appreciate it. Today we are going to be doing what? Watching some spooky stories, animated, of course. Let's just get right into it because I'm just over here chattering. That wasn't a stutter. That's just me being silly. All right. First date, water park. First date.
In the video, you can see a woman trying to escape a man who followed her to her apartment. She was only seconds away from getting inside when the man ran toward her at full speed, trying to catch her. The following animation is loosely based on this scary footage. This happened in 2008, when I was working in a department store. Being a young...
So is this based on what we just seen? Because according to like news and other sources, things, that video, that man was, he had plotted on that woman, trying to rob her or do harm to her. We don't know what, because she made it inside. So we'll see.
Young female employee, I often had to face creeps at work. Weird men would hit on me and make sly comments whenever they approached my counter.
Yes, I'm pausing again. If you are a man, even if you're a woman and you go into a store, right? Look straight at me, right? And you're trying to flirt with the person who is ringing you out, the cashier. Cut that shit out. All right? They are being nice because it is their job. They do not want to lose their jobs. They have to be nice to you. All right? Don't make their job harder by flirting with them. It's already hard as it is having to deal with the corny ass jokes y'all come up with. So just leave these people alone. Please. Thank you. Like the video if you feel how I'm feeling. If you are ever a cashier and has someone come up flirting with you because they mistaked your kindness for flirting, and you just have to be that way. It's work. You can't be rude at work. You have to ask, how are you today? How is your day going? You have to conversate to be a good employee. They are not flirting with you. Please leave them folk alone. Thank you.
I was used to people like this after a point and gradually built up my comebacks to get rid of such men. It was a Wednesday afternoon. I was working like usual when I felt someone was watching me. As I lifted my eyes to look around, I saw a guy staring at me from the corner shelves. His eyes were so big that it kind of made me cringe.
Ew.
Still, I kept calm and concentrated on my work. The guy kept roaming around the store aimlessly and looked at me every 5 seconds. Slowly, he walked toward me, and I was ready to insult the hell out of him. He smiled awkwardly and said,
Sorry if I made you uncomfortable.
I didn't expect him to apologize like that, so I fumbled. Oh, no, it's fine.
I just thought, well, I don't know what I thought. A pretty girl like you would never agree to go with a loser like me, so, I'm sorry, I'm rambling. But it's true. You are pretty. I bet you already you already knew that, though.
Now I couldn't help but blush, and also laugh at the same time, seeing him struggling like a teenager.
At least I made you laugh.
We both chuckled. He said his name was Damien, and he worked at the local garage. I won't deny that
This
his
man looks like a
awkward proposal
vampire.
Felt kind of refreshing. I also felt bad for mistaking him for a creep.
He
so
is
we
a
went for
creep.
coffee during my lunch break. We talked, and he seemed like a nice guy. When I noticed it was time to get back to work, I got up, saying, "So, it's time for me to get back to the store. I'll see you around then."
My friends are having a party tonight. If you want, I could pick you up after work. I want to know you more, I guess.
Saying this, he smiled and scratched his head. I blushed again and agreed. I had nothing to do that evening anyway, so going to a party seemed like a good plan. I went back to work and finished my shift in excitement. It had been a long time since I had dated someone. Before leaving the store, I went to the washroom, fixed my hair, and put on some lipstick to look good enough. I had just come out from the store, thinking Damien would be there any minute. As I turned around, I almost screamed in shock.
Hello.
You scared me.
boy.
Damien stood right behind me, as if he never left. He expanded his eyes widely and said,
Ready to go to the party?
Yeah, let's go.
Hey, baby.
What you doing, kiddo?
Recording a video.
Oh, you're recording right now?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Call me when you're done.
Okay.
I love you.
I love you.
All right.
Bye. That should have been a sign. She didn't need to, she didn't need to go out with dude.
I noticed he hadn't brought a car when I clearly remembered him saying he would pick me up. Maybe his friends were partying nearby, so I didn't make a fuss about it. We started walking on the sidewalk. It was 9 p.m., and the streets were stranded already. I asked him, "So, where do you live?"
Close by.
"I see. How was your day?"
Boring.
His one-word replies seemed weird all of a sudden. He was looking around like a sneaky cat while walking with me. I didn't know why his behavior was so different. For a second, it felt like he was not the man I thought he was in the afternoon. After
'Cause
walking
you don't
for
know this
5
man.
minutes, we took a left turn, and Damien stopped in front of a dark alley. A man dressed in a white vest and tattered trousers surfaced from the alley and smiled at Damien. Seeing that man, Damien seemed nervous again, and he looked at me. I was confused at the same time, which he seemed to notice. "Who is this man?"
That's my Fred. He's the one throwing the party. His condo is located inside that alley. Come on, let's go.
"I don't hear any music coming from the alley. You sure there's a party happening inside this dingy alley?"
Of course I am. No, stop talking so much and come with us.
Hearing him yell like that for no reason, I quickly figured out something bad was about to happen.
And it
I
was.
took a few steps back, saying, "Maybe some other time, Damien. I forgot I have to wake up early tomorrow. I better get going. Okay, good night." Saying this, I turned around to leave when Damien grabbed my shirt, trying to pull me toward him. I didn't realize how strong he was until he pulled my shirt and it ripped off from the back.
Don't let her escape.
Oh,
Now,
hell
the
no.
other guy
Run!
screamed, and I understood this was all a malevolent trap. I
To
started
try to
running
snatch
for my
you.
life. Turning back, I saw the guy, Damien, or whatever his real name was, chasing me at full speed, and the other guy was running behind him too. My apartment was down the block, and there was no one in the area to ask for help.
Go,
I couldn't
go,
call the
go,
cops because
go,
I knew
go.
if I tripped, they were going to catch me.
Run faster. She's getting away. Stop. Why are you running away? Just trust me. We're gonna have so much fun, Rosie. Stop, I said.
Why are you chasing me?
It's not going to stop, you stupid moron. You just ruined the plan.
I could hear them shouting at each other while chasing me. When I reached my block, I turned around one more time and saw Damien panting on the road. He
Keep
wasn't
going.
chasing me
Oh!
anymore. But even though he gave up, the other man didn't. He was still coming at me and was desperate to get
He's
his
trying
hands
to
on
grab
me.
you, girl.
I
Go!
got inside my building and started to rush up the stairs. I could hear the man's heavy footsteps. I grabbed my key from my bag while going up because I didn't want to waste a single second unlocking my apartment door. As soon as I reached my apartment, without panicking or surrendering to my fear, I calmly inserted the key and unlocked the door. The man ran like a mad horse, almost slamming on my door. But before he could get in, I got in and closed it. My breathing was heavy.
So that's what they did with that woman's story.
Heavily disoriented. Sweat was all over me, and I could feel my heart beating in my throat.
Open the door! I said, open it!
The man kept banging and kicking my door, trying his best to get in.
Get your
But I
ass away
knew
from her
he couldn't
door.
touch me now. I screamed from the other side.
You've been caught on a CCTV camera in the hallway, prick. I'm calling the cops. Just wait and watch.
Suddenly, the banging stopped, and I heard running footsteps fading away. I called the cops and reported these guys, but they were never found. I think they left the area, fearing that they would rot in jail. I carried an electric taser and pepper spray to work for almost 3 months. I just couldn't take the risk after that night. It scares me to death how that guy Damien trapped me in his lies. A cold shiver rushes down my spine whenever I think about that night. No doubt those 2 criminals have done this before, and God knows where their previous victims are. Do you think any of them managed to escape, as I did?
Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying the video. If so, please leave a like. And don't support this channel and your mind later.
Go to his
Enjoy.
channel and like the video.
A girl was looking for love on a dating show in the year 1978. After choosing between 3 bachelors, the girl appeared to have met the man of her dreams. Little did she know that man was Rodney Alcala, a dangerous serial killer looking for his next victim. Here is the animated version of the actual story. The mind of the psychopath is really very complex. These people usually appear sympathetic, elegant, and understanding. These people do not feel empathy. They do not feel love. It's all a facade. This is not easy to identify, so their victims are manipulated by their charms, and not all of them survive to tell the tale.
Not lying at all.
Today, there are tools to identify these people, but the truth is that in 1978, it was not even believed that psychopaths were real. Unbeknownst to me, I had a date with a psychopath that year, but not just any psychopath. My date was with Rodney Alcala, one of the most famous serial killers in history. It all started at a famous dating show. Everyone went
I don't know
there
why
to
they did that
become
to his
famous
face
or
when they
for
knew
the
that he was,
possibility of
you know,
appearing on
supposedly
television,
very
but that
handsome
was
to the
not my
world.
case. I was young and innocent, and I really thought it was very romantic to meet the love of my life on something as much of a vanity as a reality show. In the game, I had to choose between 3 men, all interested in dating me. Although I had heard the 3 voices of my suitors, only one caught my attention. That man was Rodney Alcala, who at the time I only knew as Bachelor Number 1. Although I didn't see his face, the man was charismatic, funny, and seductive. When the show ended and I was asked which contestant I wanted to date, the answer was very clear. I chose the psycho. We saw each other's faces for the first time, and he gave me a hug. When we both left the show, we won the strangest prizes from the host: a tennis lesson with an instructor and a day at an amusement park. It wasn't my ideal date, but who knows? It might be fun.
I must say you made a great decision, but we both know it was the only one.
What can I say? Seeing you, I knew I made the right choice. We spent the trip talking about our lives and
He looks
flirting.
like a.
We were both very talkative and had a lot of chemistry. It was natural that things flowed so well. What I didn't know was that this was all a facade.
I only wish that they kept like regular features on him, just to keep in mind and keep in the realization that these serial killers and kidnappers and murderers and people are not always creepy looking, like I'm sure if he came around the corner and was looking like this all creepy and eyes bugged out looking like that, she would have. Attraction goes a long way, is what I'm trying to say. And just because someone's attractive don't mean they're not, off in the head. So you just have to tap in someone's mind before you start looking at their visual assets. And, there's way more brain-wise, what someone can bring to the table than just their physical features. So be careful out here. Like the video if you're still here with me.
That would quickly fade away when I asked a question he didn't like. At that moment, we were playing tennis, and we decided to take a break and chat while the instructor had to take a call.
So, do you mind if I ask what the other contestants were like?
Actually, yes, I do mind.
At first, I thought it was a joke, but his smile wiped off his face. My comment didn't please him.
Hey, sorry, I was just...
How'd you feel if I made you compete with 2 other women, and a few minutes after I chose you, I told you about them?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
It's enough that I've lowered myself to compete for another person. But while you're with me, I don't want you to talk to me about any other man. Got it?
Yes, I'm sorry.
I remember feeling very bad at that moment. I know it sounds crazy, but everything he told me had a strange logic. And for some reason,
it does.
I believed him.
Sounds crazy as hell.
We went back to play tennis again, but something had changed. The atmosphere felt very strange. Rodney was no longer there with his characteristic smile that he had all the way, and the balls he was throwing at me were no longer friendly. Every time he had to serve or return a shot to me, the balls were going with great power toward my body. He would look at the coach and tell that he didn't calculate his strength, but I could see the anger in his eyes every time he served. I knew he was lying. We each showered in our own locker room. As I bathed, I thought about how badly I had behaved with Rodney. Today, it seems ridiculous, but in 1978, things were very different. There were a lot of things that would never happen today. I was finishing my shower when I heard a noise coming from the back of the locker room. I thought it was another girl getting ready to play, but the fact that it was the only noise I heard seemed strange. I finished showering and went out with a towel to change. I was curious if that noise was my imagination or if there was a girl, but I definitely wasn't expecting what I saw. Rodney was sitting in his boxers, freshly showered and waiting for me.
What the fuck? What are you doing here?
I was waiting for my girl while she was taking a bath. Is there a problem?
Yeah, we don't even know each other. You can't just show up out of nowhere while I'm changing. Were you spying on me?
I was just checking the goods.
Didn't you just hear me?
His smile was erased in an instant. He came up to me and put me against the wall, with one hand against the wall beside my head.
Maybe I don't care what you have to say.
Hey, you're scaring me.
Good. You should be a little scared. You're talking way too much. Now, say you're sorry.
Sorry.
I forgive you. Now get ready to go to the amusement park. Let's get this out of the way before we go to my house for the night. I'll show you how I forgive you by giving you the best night of your life.
I hope you left after this.
Hey, are you crying? Is this a fucking joke? You should be grateful that I put up with all your hysterics. And you have the luxury of crying? What have I done to deserve that? You are so selfish. If you make a fuss, I'm gonna put you in your place, understand? No one will defend you. People hate people like you. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
You
Fix
poor
that
thing.
face. I'll wait for you outside.
And without further ado, Rodney left. I could hear him standing impatiently at the door, waiting for me. The only reason he left was probably that he was afraid someone else would come in. Otherwise, I don't know what he would have done to me. I kept fixing my face to continue with the date, terrified. At that moment, I thought a lot. Was this man really making me think this was my fault? Was my life in danger and I didn't even realize it? With a lot of doubts, I got brave. I left the faucet on and escaped out the window, running as far as I could without direction. Eventually, Rodney stuck in my mind as a bad date. I admit that part of me thought I was too extreme, that maybe he was a nice person, but he was nervous, or maybe I had done something wrong. Sometime later,
sweetheart.
watching the news, I realized how lucky I was to escape that afternoon. A reporter was announcing that Rodney Alcala had been imprisoned for the murder of several women. He had been prosecuted for the murder of 7 women, but was suspected of having killed over 100. More than 40 years later, my children show me YouTube videos of me, young and innocent, being tricked and manipulated by a serial killer. Everyone tells me I dodged a bullet by running away, but they're wrong. The bullet hit me right in the heart. It took me a long time to stop crying at night, thinking about how that day could have ended, how I doubted myself and believed the lies of a monster. Today, things have changed, but psychopaths are not extinct. If
At
you're
all.
ever in a situation like this, never doubt yourself, and remember, you are not to blame.
Exactly what she said. You are not to blame. You know, please put your gut forward. Your gut feeling is, you know, the most powerful and most trusting thing in your body. You know, it's not going to steer you wrong. It's your instinct. You know, your first mind. If you're trying to do something and your mind at all tells you no, don't do it. You know, why would you continue? Your mind and your body are, you know, they're already telling you no. I will never forget the day that I was gonna go to the mall with some of my mom's friends' kids. They were all getting ready to go to the mall. I was gonna go. My mom had to give me money and everything. I was all ready. I was excited. And then right before we went, my stomach started to hurt, and it started to hurt so bad. I did not understand why. So I stayed home, took a nap. I woke up, and my mom was in the kitchen with her friend. They're on the phone with the police. Like, oh my God, why are they on the phone with the police? The kids had been caught stealing at the mall. Later on, I had expressed to my Nana that, you know, like, I had a really bad gut feeling like I was supposed to go to the mall with them. And I just felt sick to my stomach. And I just couldn't. I couldn't go. I had to take a nap. And they had got arrested for stealing. I don't know how much stuff they had stole, but I believe it was like, you know, like big. Like they had to go to court for it and everything, you know? So definitely dodged a bullet. And, you know, as a kid, if someone's caught stealing and you're with their friend group, they're just arresting all of you guys. You know? Now, I had, like I said, I had money, so I would have had my receipt for my items that were paid for. But in my mind, it's just the universe and God keeping, you know, just keeping me away from it in general. You know, what's the point of having to prove that you paid for these items if you don't even have to be there? You know, so after that moment, I just definitely, I think with my mind and my gut first, you know? If I'm about to do something and I feel like, you know, no, I don't need to do it, I just won't. So please, please, please keep that in mind, especially in dating. Because who knows what could happen. This world is so dangerous. And I'm not just speaking for women. I'm speaking to men too. Because men get kidnapped. Men get murdered. Men get, assaulted. And, everything else that a woman get, could happen to a woman on a date. It's the same thing could happen to a man on a date. So I just need all my stolen cousins to please be safe out here in this world. The world is so dangerous, and we just have to live in it. We just have to make our own peace in this dangerous world. And I just need us all to be safe. So please, 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 I am begging, think with your gut. If your mind and your body says no, don't disobey yourself by saying yes. Listen to yourself. Please and thank you. Love you. Let's, let's finish this video.
Go ahead and tell everybody what the you're doing. What the are you doing? What love? I don't know you. Out of here!
I don't want to seem self-centered.
It's like, what?
But I am a beautiful woman. Although, that's not necessary to be harassed. Very often, I used to hear anecdotes from my friends about how men had chased them in the street, said nasty phrases to them, and even dared to touch them. That always made me feel somehow lucky, since something similar had not happened to me. For a long time, I thought it was because I had just been lucky, but that was not the case. Without realizing it, I had not been harassed because I was always accompanied by a man. My father, my brothers, or my friends. It's sad, isn't it? That a woman is only safe next to a guy, which sooner or later would have to change.
That's sad.
That year, I had started my studies in biological sciences. The vast majority of my friends had moved on to other universities, and I still hadn't gotten to know too many of my classmates. So the only person accompanying me back then was Emma, an old friend who was now a nursing student.
June, wait for me!
We usually ate together. In fact, that afternoon, after class, we decided to go to a cafeteria near the faculty.
What are you gonna eat?
I don't know. Probably a sandwich and a coffee?
Ha! Sometimes you're too boring to be true. Hey.
To check how much money I had, I opened my bag and started looking for my wallet.
I don't have enough.
When taking out my wallet, suddenly, a pink piece of paper fell to the floor.
Huh? You dropped something.
Without giving me time to react, my friend grabbed the paper, opened it, and began to read it.
Girl, that's rude.
Soon, she took her eyes off the paper and turned to look at me mischievously.
Why didn't you tell me? We just started a few weeks ago, and look what you've achieved.
What are you talking about, Emma? She extended her hand to me. That's when I grabbed the paper and looked at what was written there. Will you go out on a date with me, June? Was what it said.
Why do you look so surprised?
What on another occasion would have been a romantic detail, at that moment made me want to vomit, since I still had no new friends, much less a potential partner.
June? I don't know who did this.
And it wasn't just that. I had no idea when someone could have put that in my bag.
Hey, relax. Maybe they just put it in the wrong bag. It says my name, Emma.
Okay, I'm sorry, but calm down.
Look at it this way. This person is too cowardly to talk to you, so they're not going to try again.
I looked at the paper for a few seconds while I thought. Either way, what else could I do?
If you say so.
As the weeks passed, I practically forgot.
Random, but a lot of TV shows, like I'm turning 24 this June coming. Ironic. Her name's June. I'm a June baby. But they pushed a lot of, secret admirer and, the little hidden notes thing with, your secret admirer written on it, like they pushed that into our minds that was romantic when in reality it's scary. Like instead of someone coming, yes, I understand the fear of rejection, I really do, but what, being rejected or being rejected and called a creep because you slipped a note in someone's bag and they felt frightened, you know? Excuse me. Because my immediate thought is going to go, all right, my bag is in my locker. You know, my bag is usually on my person or under the desk. When could you have done this? You know, how did you get in her locker? You know, where was her bag that you were able to get the thing, you know, the letter into? So that's where it goes into a lot of deeper thought into it. So I say, just, you know, take your chances with asking someone face to face or even a quick text, or if he would have just put his name on the note, not even in her, you know, like I said, don't put the note in nobody's bag. That's creepy. You know, if make sure that they see you. You know, according to the conversation with her friend, they haven't really seen a lot of people to be like, oh, it might be him. You know, it might be Tom, it might be Rob. They don't know who it is. You know, so I don't know. I don't find secret admirers cute. I find it creepy. I watch a lot of creepy stuff. And that's, you know, one of the main ways that people get kidnapped and get stalked, because the secret admirers start, you know, doing cutesy stuff. People don't take mind to it. They keep the flowers, or, you know, they keep the note, and or even they throw it away. The admirer, you know, the stalker don't understand the concept of, they don't know who's doing this, you know, or they're not trying to be rude, so they're not going to just throw the stuff away. They're going to keep it. They're going to giggle at it, you know? Or, like I said, on the opposite side, you know, they start to get angry. Why? Because this person keeps throwing away your stuff that you're giving them. You know, the love that you're trying to give isn't being received. So that's when they, you know, start going crazy in the movies. Oh, you didn't get my letter? They didn't know it was from you, Tom. Stop doing it. You know? So, I don't know. I don't find it cute. Everybody, please be safe. And, you know, just get rejected like a normal person. You know, go up, be like, hey, I find you cute. You know, would you like to go on a date with me? If she'd be like, no, I'm sorry. You know, that's fine. Don't be one of those that get rejected and start cussing people out. You know, you asked her a question. She could say no. You know, just because you muscled up the confidence to go over there does not mean that she has to say yes. Vice versa. Again, because I am not only, you know, I'm just a woman, so she comes out, we're watching a thing, it's about a woman, you know? But again, women as well. You know, the secret admirer thing, it's not cute. It's scary in my mind, you know? So go up, shoot your shot. Hey, would you want to go on a date with me? If he says no, that's fine. These people do not have to say yes to you just because you muscled up the confidence to go over, you know? But don't let that defeat you. You know, don't let that bring your confidence way down. You know, still, it should go higher. You have the confidence to go up to someone, ask them straight out, do they want to go on a date? They said no. They make, you know, they might change their mind. You know, you went up, you sacrificed yourself, you know, you did it. So, come on. Oil finishes. But please, everybody be safe. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're still here with me.
Forgot the matter, since no one told me anything about it.
Good morning, June.
During that time, I had met Jareth, a classmate. For some reason, I had always found it easier to talk to men than women, so most of my friends were guys.
I thought the professor would be here by now.
Nope, looks like today's your lucky day.
Yeah. You know, you haven't given me your cell number. Do you think you could?
Of course. I tore a piece of paper out of my notebook and wrote my cell phone number on it.
Here it is.
Thanks,
See?
June. I'll
She
text
don't
you so
even
you can save mine.
After that, class started normally.
see. She's not
When it
even like
finished, I packed
flirty,
my things and
nothing.
walked toward the exit.
She just
while
feels like
putting
they're
my cell phone
friends.
into my bag. That's when I saw them. 2 pieces of pink paper were there. At that moment, I felt my heart start beating
You see?
fast.
She just came from class. How
Did
the hell
you
they get up in
forget,
there?
June? And will you go out on a date with me? Were what was written on the papers.
Creepy.
Nervously, I crumpled them up and tossed them into the trash can. Soon, I turned around to look at the people present in the class. My eyes moved from side to side in search of whoever was responsible for those papers. But no one was even looking at me. Feeling like I was losing my mind, I crossed the door to leave the class, but I bumped into someone halfway. "I'm sorry." The man in front of me had Asian eyes. His hair color was black, and he had a beard that was just beginning to grow. His appearance was quite normal at first glance, but after a second, his pale skin, the dark circles under his eyes, and above all, the strange way he was looking at me disturbed me.
You should be.
After listening to him, I quickly moved away.
Hey, June, are you gonna leave without saying goodbye? Hey, are you feeling all right?
Not really. I have to go.
Okay. I hope you feel better soon.
Thanks, Jareth. When I got home, I felt a little better. I still wasn't sure what to do in that situation, but I knew I had to face that person. Suddenly, I heard my cell phone ring. I had received a message. "Answer me," it said. I assumed it was Jareth, so I replied, "Hi, I'm sorry I left like that." After a few minutes, another message arrived, but it was from a different cell phone number.
Jared.
"Hi, June. I'm Jareth. How are you feeling?" it said. At that instant, due to the shock, I felt a strong dizziness. "You haven't answered me yet, June," was the next message I received. "Don't ignore me. Do you want to go out on a date with me?" Terrified, the only thing I managed to do was block him. I had no idea how the stalker had gotten my cell phone number, and in fact, that was precisely what had made me so nervous. What else about me could that person know? Are they following me? Do they know where I live? The next day, even though I felt horrible since I hadn't been able to sleep, I decided to go to class, which was in the afternoon.
Are you okay, June?
Do I look that bad?
I didn't say that. Maybe you need to distract yourself. Would you like to go eat something later?
Maybe. When the class finished, it was already night. After thinking about it for a bit, I decided to accept Jareth's invitation, since maybe he was right. "I'll wait for you outside." I walked to the exit of the building and waited for Jareth in front of the doors. It was then that a classmate approached me.
What game do you think you're playing?
"Excuse me?"
Why did you block me? Why don't you answer me?
"It's you."
Answer me!
No! Say it!
What?
Go ahead. Go ahead and tell everybody what you're doing.
I'm trying to make love to you.
What are you doing? What love? I don't even know you.
Soon, the man began to approach me, and suddenly, he put his hands on my neck.
Out of here!
Even though I tried to walk away, he wouldn't let go of me. In fact, he started to choke me. The next thing I knew was that Jareth had pushed the man away and was beating him up.
Beat him
But I soon
up,
passed
Jared.
out. Today, I'm in the hospital, recovering from the attack. Jareth came by a while ago and told me that a man is in police custody. Even if I'm terrified, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that stalker gets what he deserves.
That's so crazy. That was a good one. It ended well. Threw the little blanket on real quick because it got a little chilly. Thank you guys for watching with me. I love you, my stolen family. If you're here till the end, please comment your favorite part. Please like and please subscribe. If you want to, you can share the video to some friends and family if you feel like they would enjoy the videos as well. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. You don't have to like, you don't have to comment, you don't have to subscribe. It's just a suggestion. Why? Because support is free, and if we are stolen cousins, then what? You should support your family. Yes. Thank you. Have a great day. And until next time, you guys.